In this video, we will explain how to make the various notes during games. You will find notes related to scoring and shots on goal. You will also find all those related to recording the various types of fouls and, finally, substitutions and timeouts. Remember that when you access the data entry screen, you need to set the game direction and complete the match start process by clicking on the 3 minutes and jump buttons, as explained in the previous video.
First, we will explain how to record shots on baskets.
To record a shot at the basket, simply click on the approximate location on the court from where the shot was taken. Between the court and the scoreboard, a note will appear indicating the distance to the basket from the location you have marked on the court. If you accidentally touch the track and want to unmark the point that has been marked, simply press the Android back button and the mark on the track will disappear. After clicking on the track, you must indicate the player who is shooting the basket. At that moment, a menu will appear where you can indicate whether the shot has gone in or not. In the case of successful shots, the score is updated immediately. For any score, whether it be shots or fouls, it does not matter whether you first tap on the court or the button, or first indicate the player performing the action and then the place on the court from where the shot was taken. Each time we score a shot, it is recorded in the left column of the court. For shots that go in, the score is 2 points or 3 points. For missed shots, the score is INT, short for attempt, 2PT or 3PT.
Whether the game is played with a 3-point line at 6, 25, or 65, we will use the 3-point line drawing from the app. If a player makes a dunk, it must be recorded by pressing the dunk button on the right side of the app. Since a dunk is performed close to the basket, the location on the court where the player attempts it should not be marked. The dunk button on the player's jersey number will be marked directly, and whether or not the dunk goes in, it will be marked as a basket.
The last entries related to shots on goal are free throws. When free throws must be taken as a result of a foul, you must click on the free throws button. Then, click on the jersey number of the player who will take the shots, and a menu will appear with 3 options for each free throw. Yes means that the free throw has been scored. No means that the shot has been missed, and we will mark the cross when that shot should not be taken. For example, if 2 free throws must be taken, we will mark the X on the third.
In the case of free throws, the points will not be added to the scoreboard until we click on the OK button in the menu. In this example, we can see how the first free throw has been scored, but until we confirm OK, the scoreboard is not updated. It is important to remember that in this app, personal fouls and free throws are separate entries. This means that when a foul resulting in free throws is recorded, the free throws are not automatically created. It is the scorer's job to generate the entry for these shots.
The other major set of notes taken during the game corresponds to the different types of fouls.
To record a personal foul, click on the personal foul button or the foul button with the plus symbol, depending on the type of foul that has occurred, and then enter the number of the player who committed it. You can also select the player's number first and then the foul. To record a personal foul, click on the PF button. A menu will open where you can indicate the penalty for the foul. From left to right, the following options appear. Throw-in, which is a personal foul with a throw-in penalty. A TQ, for personal fouls by the team in control of the ball. TL1, 2, or 3, where you indicate the free throws with which this foul has been penalized. If it is a foul with compensated free throws, for example, a double foul. Not a team foul. A foul that does not count towards the team fouls for that period. In principle, a non-team foul should never be used.
Every time a player commits a foul, the team foul counter on the app's scoreboard is automatically updated. In addition, the number of fouls committed by each player is displayed at the bottom of the box with the players' numbers.
When a team commits its fourth team foul in a period, the app alerts us with a message that, as of that foul, the team is in a personal foul bonus situation, and the number of team fouls changes color and is displayed in a red box. From this screen, we can see the fouls committed by the players who are currently playing. Remember that if you drag the bench towards the playing court, the players on the bench will also be displayed with the number of fouls each of them has committed.
Next to the FP button, there is another button for recording fouls called F+. This button is used to record unsportsmanlike, technical, or disqualifying fouls. In this case, the menu that appears after selecting the offender will be different depending on whether it is a player or a coach. When we select a player, it allows us to record the following types of fouls from top to bottom and left to right: technical fouls, disqualifying fouls for fighting, which are F-type fouls, unsportsmanlike fouls, disqualification for accumulation of fouls, and service fouls. After indicating the type, a menu will be displayed in which we will select the number of free throws that the foul penalty entails.
When a player is penalized for an unsportsmanlike or technical foul, the letter T appears next to the number of fouls in the case of a technical foul, and the letter U for an unsportsmanlike foul. When a player is penalized with 2 unsportsmanlike fouls, 2 technical fouls, or one of each type, the app will display a warning message to indicate that this player will be disqualified. In addition, the number of fouls committed will be highlighted in red. When a player is disqualified for accumulating technical and/or unsportsmanlike fouls, it is necessary to add the notation GD, which refers to the English term game disqualified, meaning disqualified from the game. This is an informative notation that, according to the rules, must be made in these situations and does not entail any additional penalty.
The app also alerts us when a player commits their 5th personal foul, displaying a warning message and changing the number of fouls to red. In the center of the list of players on the court, there are 2 boxes with the names of the coaches of each team. When we click on the F+ button and select one of the coaches, the scoring options available in the app are disqualifying foul, type C, technical foul, type B, technical foul, GD foul, type B foul.
As with players, the coaches table shows whether he has any fouls recorded. In this case, the visiting coach already had a type C technical foul. When he is penalized with a second type C foul, the app alerts us that the coach must be disqualified. To make the coach's disqualification effective, a GD foul will be recorded for that coach in the match report. At that point, Coach 1 disappears and E2 appears in their place. In the event of further disqualifications, coaches E3, E4, etc. will appear successively. It should be noted that these figures may not be listed in the match report as coaches. If, for example, a team only has 1 coach and he is disqualified, the captain will take the position of E2. It is the scorer's responsibility to keep track of who is performing the coaching duties at any given time.
In another video, you will find a more detailed explanation of how to record various situations, such as disqualifying fouls, fouls in confrontations, technical fouls, etc. Next, in this video, we will show you how to record substitutions and timeouts.
It is very important that the scorekeeper is aware of the importance of ensuring that the 5 players on the court for each team match those recorded in the score sheet, as otherwise there may be problems when scoring points or fouls for these players. To make a substitution, click on the Change button, and a menu will appear showing all the players on each team in order of their jersey numbers. The players who were on the court before the substitution are shaded in blue. To make a substitution, simply click on the player who will leave the court and click on the player who will enter the game. The numbers of the players who will enter the court will continue to be marked in blue. There is also a button that allows you to remove all the players who are on the court and leave the lineup blank. It is recommended to use this button when the game resumes after a timeout, an interval, or when a team has to make several substitutions. It is often easier to directly register the 5 players remaining on the court than to make changes one by one. Once the players who will remain on the court have been noted, the time will be modified to indicate the exact time remaining in that period. The changes made will be recorded in the left-hand column. Even if you click the button to delete all players on the court, only those players who have participated in the substitution will appear in the list of plays.
When a player commits their 5th foul, they must be substituted. In this situation, or when a player has been disqualified, when we enter the substitution screen, we will see that this player has a cross next to their name so that the scorekeeper can visually see that they cannot return to play. The application allows for multiple options. For example, a team can play with fewer than 5 players on the court, or a player who has been disqualified or eliminated for 5 fouls can return to play. Part of the scorekeeper's job is to follow the rules when recording the game.
As far as recording timeouts are concerned, the process is very simple. In the center of the scoreboard, we have a record of the timeouts requested by each team. Clicking on it displays a menu with a record of the timeouts granted during the game. To record a timeout, simply click on the timeout button and indicate which team it has been granted to. To return to the game, you will need to indicate the exact time at which the timeout was granted. The app does not limit the number of timeouts that can be granted to each team. It is the scorer's job to keep track of the timeouts requested and to grant or deny them according to the rules of each competition. Similarly, the scorer will monitor cases in which a team loses a timeout for having used 3 when there are less than 2 minutes left in the game.